Hey friends, Jessica here with Creators Couture with a really quick tutorial recap. I will link the original tutorial, which is a live tutorial that I streamed on Behance. It's about 30 minutes long down below. And I really wanted to create myself a little challenge to create a series of digital backgrounds, all with a different jewel tone, but to have like a consistency to them. So I'm going to flip through here and show you what I did. So I've got amethyst, citrine, emerald, ruby, and sapphire. And to start off with, what gave it the consistency is I kind of created a similar sort of recipe for each one, but I changed the brushes slightly. So it really gave it a similarity and a consistency, but each one has a unique touch. So one of the things that I kept consistent was I used one of my marble Photoshop brushes and I applied the Celestial Goldmine layer styles over the top. And so that was in the foreground, and I did these like little scribbles all over. So that kept it really consistent, and was the consistency. And then I used some other brushes in the background. I used like a soft watercolor here, and also one of my Celestial Goldmine layer styles. So here you can see it in amethyst. You can see that soft layer style there through citrine. You can see some of that emerald in the watercolor there layer style. You can see it a little bit in the ruby. Maybe I kind of missed it on the ruby anyway. And sapphire here, you can see it too. But then I also wanted to make a unique brush. And so I'm going to show you the unique brushes that I used. The brushes that I used here was the not watercolor, is the tie-dye brushes. You can see them quite clearly here. And I'm using the sapphire color palettes for my Gem and Jewel Brush Studio. So it's got those multicolor effects, so it's not just all one flat color. So the unique brush that I used in this one was the tie-dye. So you can see that here on the sapphire. The unique brush that I used here was, it was also a tie-dye, but it was a different tie-dye. And then on this one here, the unique brush that I used was this pattern painter, or no, the unique brush that I used was here, the tool. This is the Tool Couture, which I thought this one was really quite unique. I liked how I incorporated that into the emerald. And then the citrine, I also used a Tool Couture brush here. And then on the amethyst, I went back to tie-dye. So you can see these tie-dye brushes here. Now I was just remembering. So now one of the other consistent things is that on each digital background, I used one of my pattern painter brushes to add some touches of pattern, but I applied one of the Celestial Goldmine layer styles, a different layer style that I used in the background. So here you can see this is one of my abstract pattern painter brushes, but I used a different amethyst than I used on the other one, or on the others, the other style. The citrine here, you can see this pattern that I painted in some of the negative spaces. It's also got a different citrine pattern. Same thing with the emerald. We've got this here, and that is like a snakeskin sort of pattern. The ruby, you can see some touches of the pattern here, and it's in a different ruby. And then same thing with the sapphire. So I had just some touches of pattern in here. You can see it through there. I think it was like a leopard print, but it's subtle. You don't see it a lot there. But that's the way that I wanted to create a series that felt cohesive, but each one is, very unique. So you've got the sapphire, the ruby, emerald, citrine, and amethyst. And so I'll link all the products that I use down below. But if you're a Behance subscriber, you can get access to my whole tutorial library. It's so huge. And you can download my source files, and even you can use these in items for sale. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the next tutorial and tutorial recap.